Certainly tomorrow. Dr. Andreas Krieg is Senior Lecturer at the School of Security Studies in King's College London. Andreas, hi to you.
Good evening. Good evening.
What's your assessment then of where we are now?
I don't think anybody really knows where we are. Unfortunately, I fear that even the president doesn't know exactly where he stands and where he is. I mean, we've been getting all kinds of contradictory communications from this White House. Even, they say one thing in the morning and another thing in the evening. So it's very difficult to really go through and see through all these different statements. What is clear is that the Iranians have rejected whatever proposal was given to them. We're at a very, very early stage of the Americans trying to seek an off-ramp. And obviously have tried to do that for weeks now and haven't gone anywhere. Meanwhile, the Israelis continue the bombing campaign and obviously haven't achieved their objectives yet. And it seems the Iranians have kind of a much stronger bargaining position now than they had prior to the war, especially vis-a-vis the global economy, vis-a-vis the Gulf, and vis-a-vis the Trump administration are probably unwilling to really compromise at this point unless they get exactly what they want. And I think Donald Trump is probably overestimating his own hand and underestimating the sort of power and also this sort of long breath that the Iranians have.
Well, he's declared on numerous occasions that he's won the war already, hasn't he? Are we in reality here talking about him saving face now, finding a way out of this? Because the flip side of that is that he puts boots on the ground with the 82nd Airborne Division, who are on their way.
This is not a viable option. I mean, there is no military solution out of this conflict. It's quite clear. And I think the UK government position is the same, that there is only going to be a diplomatic way out of this. The Iranians can sustain this war indefinitely, and they have a much, much higher threshold of pain than the Americans, more than the Gulf states, and certainly more than the global economy can bear. So we really need to do it sooner rather than later, and the Iranians could actually sustain it for an indefinite period of time. There isn't a military solution in terms of boots on the ground are not going to make a major difference. The sort of troops that we're talking about are fairly small contingents. They probably couldn't even take and hold the island in Krieg that's been discussed for quite some time. It's unclear at this point what these troops are supposed to do, where they're supposed to land. We also, have to bear in mind the Strait of Hormuz is closed. It's under complete control by the Iranians, by UAVs, drones, missiles, and also all kinds of unmanned water vehicles that could attack ships. So you can't actually send ships through the strait at the moment to actually land any troops on any of these islands. So there isn't really much that Trump can do. And in terms of dominating escalation, that's really on the side of the Iranians right now, and the president has very few things to do.
It is tempting to follow that narrative, isn't it, that Trump's overplayed his hand. However, the very fact that in their 5-point demands themselves, the Iranians are saying, look, we want an end to the assassinations, they are feeling the heat. So, and now their foreign minister tonight is saying messages are being passed up to our supreme leadership. So that whether they want to capitulate is one thing, but they seem to want to talk. That's a fair point, is it?
They wanted to. We had a deal before the 28th of February, that everyone, including our national security advisor in the UK, who was part of this deal making, obviously was led by Oman at the time. We've had a deal that was pretty much going into the right direction. We had concessions made on both sides. But it was a fairly incompetent team on the Trump side that didn't really understand the ins and outs of that deal. So certainly the Iranians are ready to negotiate the nuclear component of that deal. They were willing to make the concessions that are now part of these various iterations of the points that have been floated around today. They're certainly willing to do that. And if they can find a way out, they want to have a way out, but they certainly want to have it on their own terms. And if the president now thinks he can also get concessions on the missile program and on the funding of the axis of resistance, which obviously is something that we should be looking for, then I think he's kidding himself, because I don't think that's something the Iranians are currently willing to negotiate.
Andreas, appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Andreas Krieg, Senior Lecturer at the School of Security Studies in King's College London. It bears